Hey guys, Sinister Skater here, and the year 2013 is coming to an end, and people love to think back of what happened on the year, create memories, think about the bad things and the good things, and just everything that has happened. And we're going to do that today with the one thing that we all love, and that is video games, because 2013 was a great year for you if you are a gamer. And while we're doing that, we'll be watching some Battlefield 4 gameplay on the Xbox One. I think I have gameplay clips from playing Conquest on Siege of Shanghai, Parcel Storm, and some Obliteration on Operation Locker for those of you that played Battlefield 4 and know all those maps. If you don't, some pretty nice game clips on some pretty cool maps if you guys are new to Battlefield 4 or just got it recently for Christmas or the holidays or whatever you celebrate. And with that, let's jump into the games of 2013. So the one thing I want to know at the end of this video, keep this in mind, is what your favorite game of 2013 is. And I'm going to basically be going over some games that have been coming out, talk about some, just talk about games in general. But if you already have like a super strong one, you already know that's your favorite of 2013, go ahead and comment that down below. But in 2013, we did have two main big releases, and that was in the past month or so, and that was of course, the next-gen consoles, the Xbox One and the PS4. And if you guys are console gamers, that was a really big thing. Both consoles are awesome themselves. They have a lot of games that came out release day that have been some pretty good games so far, and there also are a bunch of games that are coming out in the future form that just a lot of people are psyched for, like Watch Dogs and Destiny and all that, Titanfall. And aside from just the next generation of games, we've had a lot of games released. Of course, we've had Call of Duty Ghosts, which one of my favorite games. Battlefield 4, that's coming out, obviously you're watching it right now. But we've had a ton of different games. When I say a ton, I mean a ton. And I'm about to let's just start listing some just so you guys can get a feel of all of them and kind of have some memories going back. This isn't even like a fourth of what has come out. So, we got Grand Theft Auto 5 and Saints Row 4. A lot of people love those two games. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Rise Son of Rome, Crisis 3, which was an awesome game, but it's just, well, we'll be talking about that later in the video, I can tell you that. Gears of War Judgment, Resident Evil 6, The Last of Us, Bioshock Infinite, the new Tomb Raider that came out. You got Forza 5 and Gran Turismo 6. Then you got your yearly sports games, which NBA 2K14 and NBA Live. I know there was some big updates with the 2K14. You have your Madden 25 that came out. You got the new FIFA, the new MLB, all your other sports games that come out on a yearly basis. You had your Injustice God Among Us, which was a fighting game, and people that were into fighting games and superhero, I heard that was a great game. And besides that, you had your games like Pokemon X and Y that came out. Pokemon is a great game. If you don't play Pokemon, don't like Pokemon, I don't know what the heck's wrong with you. But Pokemon X and Y came out. Pokemon is always a great game. And, you go into the Nintendo games, which people don't really talk about. Everyone talks about these games for the next generation consoles, but no one's talked about the Wii U. You had Luigi's Mansion that came out. I remember playing the new one. I played that back on GameCube. The new one was apparently really good. You had your Super Mario World 3D. You had your Disney Infinity, which I know is a good game if you guys are little kids, because at my work I work with elementary school kids, and I know all of them talk about that, so that was obviously a really good game. And not only sticking to console and PC, but we also can go mobile with the mobile games that came out for your phone. You had Plants vs. Zombies 2. A lot of people like that game. You had the Real Racing 3, which I know everyone has that on their phone if you have an iPhone, and play that a lot. Infinity Blade 3, which is an amazing game for iOS and mobile devices. It's like freaking console graphics on the phone. It looks amazing. You had Temple Run 2. Everyone loves Temple Run. And those are just the ones that are all on the iPhone. I know I have an iPhone, so I know those are the ones that came out this year. And there's plenty of more titles, big and small, that came out besides those games. I know I'm missing a few big ones, but a million games came out this year, and they were all pretty good. Now, let's talk about my personal favorite game, because if you know me, I like my FPS games, so it's going to be an FPS title, obviously. But I can't really pick one favorite for my multiple reasons, which we'll be talking about, but I narrowed it down to 3 games, and actually I can narrow it down to 2. The first being Battlefield 4. This is in the top 3, but if I had to narrow it down 2, this would not be in those 2. The reason I like Battlefield 4 is it's a great game. You have destruction. You have your only in Battlefield moments with your Levolution, the more realistic graphics. The graphics are amazing. The gameplay is awesome. I've been actually playing it the last week or so. I really haven't been able to play in a while. And then I finally just started playing it, and I've actually found myself enjoying it a lot more than COD, actually. But, then I'll kind of get tired of Battlefield for a little bit. I'll switch and start enjoying COD when I start going beast mode with these new Christmas noobs coming out. Thank God for them. But, Battlefield, it's just a fun game to play. It's different, and I like it. But the other two games I can narrow it down to is Call of Duty and Crysis 3. You all know I love Call of Duty. Call of Duty is just, it's a fast-paced shooter game. It's the game that got me into, that actually got me into gaming in my Xbox. And, you know, I just love Call of Duty. But the other one being Crysis 3. And, you know, this could be a possible number one. I really wish they, instead of releasing it for February for the current gen consoles, that they held it back and released it for next gen consoles, because I feel like a lot more people would have been playing it, and then it would have got a big booster rating, because it's a really small community, and online now you can only find like 100, 200 people playing it, and they're all try-hard, so it's not really fun, because I'm not amazing at the game, and I kind of get my butt handed to me, so it's not fun. But when it came out, you know, it was a really fun game at release, and it was a blast to play. It's different. It's like a mix of Call of Duty and Halo. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you can check it out. I have a gameplay. I have multiple videos of it on my channel. Just type in Crysis 3 on my channel and you look it up, or it'll pop up for you. But it was a great game. It's just not many people play it, and there isn't a community for it, because I don't know why people don't give it a chance, but they really should, because overall it was a great game, and I actually really think they should have held it back for the next gen consoles, because if you guys actually do play, I know a couple of you on my channel really love that game, but that would have been a really great marketing choice, because you have new games like Rise coming out, people are like, oh, that's new, I've never heard of that before, but you know, that is a new game. But you have games like Dead Rising, where it's people really maybe not have heard of it before, but it's a next gen console and it's a release for that, and you're like, oh, Dead Rising 3, you know, I might give that a try, and like that. And same thing with Crysis 3, it could have blown up, who knows. But those are my top 2, 3, whatever you want to call it, Call of Duty and Crysis 3. The only thing holding Crysis 3 back is that there's not that many, it doesn't have a community, and Call of Duty is Call of Duty. I mean, that's kind of like my game, that's my mojo right there, that's what I do. But yeah, make sure you leave a comment of your favorite game of 2013 down below, and I'm actually curious to see what you guys are going to come up with. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.